Hi everyone, this is Ali Hussein Kasim, and this is Ali Talks Tech. I have some interesting conversations to have today, from central bank digital currencies to generative AI and to an interesting topic or paper that McKinsey in Africa did about the economies of Africa. So let's kick off with this news report by the Business Daily a couple of days ago about the central bank digital currencies. And this is the Central Bank of Kenya. So let's step back a bit. Back sometime last year in 2022, the Central Bank of Kenya released a discussion paper on central bank digital currencies. What are central bank digital currencies? Really, basically, it's a digital equivalent of the country's fiat currency. In this case, the Kenya shilling. So the paper gave Kenyans an option to have conversations around whether it is time to have a central bank digital currency. And the central bank released a note a couple of days ago, I think sometime last week, saying maybe we are not ready for this central bank digital currency. We have more pressing matters to deal with. So that has basically been shelved, at least for the short term. So the Business Daily, one of the business newspapers in the country, released a news report a couple of days ago that seemed to suggest that CBDCs may trigger bank failures in Kenya. So my question to my friends, my business partners, my viewers, my colleagues is, can the CBDC in a country trigger bank failures? And here's a snippet from that news report. Respondents told the central bank that digital currencies could become a threat to Kenya's financial stability, especially if the regulator issues the currency directly to customers, making the regulator a direct competitor with the same entities it oversees, said Business Daily in its story. Back to my question. Do bankers see CBDCs as a threat? And as we discuss this, there is a report or a website, and please note this down if you want to follow what I'm talking about, atlanticcouncil.org. That is a central bank digital currency tracker. And what I then did is I just did a quick thumbsuck research on the countries, 11 in total across the world, that have successfully launched central bank digital currencies. And I am happy to report back that I did not find any correlation between launching a central bank digital currency or a CBDC with any bank failures in this country. So, question is, what are bankers afraid of? If that was a banker or bankers who raised those concerns. This is an ongoing story, ongoing conversation, which we will be covering as we move along. The next interesting conversation I want to have today is about generative AI. Artificial intelligence is on everybody's mind today. Some guys are fearing losing their jobs. Some guys are fearing literally losing their livelihoods because of generative AI. So let's talk about what generative AI is first, for those who may be hearing this term the first time or have had it but are still sort of struggling around what exactly it is. This is a type of artificial intelligence that can create a wide variety of data such as images, videos, text, and 3D models. It does that by learning patterns from existing data, then using this knowledge to generate new and unique outputs. Gen AI is capable of producing highly realistic and complex content that mimics human creativity, making it a valuable tool for many industries such as gaming, entertainment, product design, etc. And the recent breakthroughs in this field, such as GPT, of course, Chat GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. So please If you didn't know what GPT is, simply means Generative Pre-trained Transformer and Mid-Journey. These have consistently advanced the capabilities of Gen AI. These advancements have opened up new possibilities for using Gen AI to solve complex problems, create art, and even assist in scientific research. Let me give you a personal experience. Over the last couple of weeks, as I delved into this new tech, I found myself using a platform called Gamma.app, and I'm trying to be extremely transparent here. I have done 3 very interesting presentations using Gamma.app, something that would usually take me 2 to 3 days. I achieved inside 1 hour. And I'm talking about an end-to-end PowerPoint presentation that I did in front of a multitude of people. And after the presentations, everybody was like, wow, all that information, where did you get it from? Let me tell you guys, putting together those decks that I've talked about using Gamma.app, which basically uses artificial intelligence, has made me extremely efficient, has cut down on work that I would have had to do, a lot of grunt work, research, and all the things that come into putting a beautiful, very communicative presentation. It has cut down my time from 3 hours, from 2 to 3 days, to less than 2 hours. For those who fear what new tech can do for them, here's a thought. Think of it as a glass half full as opposed to glass half empty. Think about how this technology can assist you in enhancing and empowering you further, enriching what you do, making you a lot more efficient than you currently are. Having said that, there are obviously major concerns around artificial intelligence. One of the most interesting reports coming out a couple of days ago was how the US Air Force did a simulation of using artificial intelligence on a drone for enemy attacks. The story goes that the artificial intelligence that was in control of the drone was then given instructions to rescind or to step back from the attack, but it declined the orders. It declined the orders. Not only did it decline the orders, but it turned back and in that simulation killed the operator of the drone. So, of course, this was a simulation. Nobody was killed in real life, but that brings to the fore the concerns of quite a number of people, including people who've been involved in the development of artificial intelligence and are starting to ask themselves, guys, wait a minute, what sort of controls do we have on this thing? You're talking about generative AI, which basically means it learns as it moves along. At what point, some of these guys are asking, will these things turn against us? Now, this is the stuff of science fiction. Reminds me of the movie by Will Smith I watched maybe 20 years back, Enemy of the State. Flashing back, watching that movie for the first time, we were all like, oh my God, this is stuff of science fiction. Flash forward to today, everything that happened in that movie, the surveillance, the technology, everything that was science fiction then is possible and happening today. So as humans, as governments, we need to start asking ourselves, as we develop these new technologies, what are we doing to ensure that we don't lose control? It's something that is controversial. It's something that is still way up in the air. The European Union is the first governmental body to launch or issue the first set of proposed legislation around artificial intelligence. Where's the balance? The issue always with new technology has always been, at what point do you start regulating? At what point do you leave it to move along? It brings me back home to the history of M-Pesa. If the central bank 13 years ago did not allow M-Pesa to, to operate and flourish and monitor it from the sidelines, we probably would not have M-Pesa here today. We are facing the same sort of decisions, not just Kenya, but the world over. How do we use these new technologies? But how do we ensure safety and security around them? We are coming to almost the end of my weekly roundup, but I want to talk about one last topic. And this is about Singapore's government tech agency. Singapore is obviously one of the most interesting countries the world has ever seen in terms of how the government operates, in terms of how enabled the country is. And Singapore has a tech agency that is really structured around how government operates from a technology perspective. GovTech Singapore, to give you a quick brief, is a government technical agency of Singapore that spearheads Singapore's digital government transformation and development of the public sector's engineering capabilities to build a smart nation for its citizens and businesses. Through their efforts, Singapore has ranked first out of 118 cities in the 2021 Smart City Index. Their work can be classified into three broad areas: product, services, and cybersecurity. I want to pose a question to all of us. Across Africa, ask yourselves, does your country have anything close to this? It is not an accident that Singapore is ranked as the second richest country in the world according to the World Data Info website. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by accident, ladies and gentlemen, especially not the wealth of nations. I want to stop here this week. This is Ali Hussein, Ali Talks Tech. See you again next week. Thank you very much.